Welcome to your favorite channel, where you'll learn everything you need to know to improve your health and lifestyle. Let's get started.
All right, let's dive into something that probably affects every single one of us. Why is it so hard to sleep after staring at a screen? I'm telling you, it is not just in your head. There's a very real, very powerful biological deception going on, and today we are going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how your brain is being tricked. You know the feeling, right? You're in bed, just gonna check one last email, maybe scroll a little, and poof, an hour is gone. Your eyes might feel tired, but your brain feels wide awake, almost buzzing. Well, that feeling, it's totally real. And it's all because of your body's incredible built-in master clock. So, to really understand why our screens are basically sleep thieves, we first have to get to know this brilliant, ancient system our bodies have for telling time. Seriously, this thing has been perfected over thousands and thousands of years, way before any screen was even a glimmer of an idea. And at the very heart of that system is this, your circadian rhythm. Now, the best way to think about this is like your body's own internal operating system, just running quietly in the background 24/7. It doesn't just handle sleep, you know. It manages your hormones, your body temperature, even when you feel hungry. The most important thing it listens to, the biggest cue it uses to stay on schedule, you guessed it, light. Okay, so let's meet the two main characters in this whole sleep story. First up, we've got the director of the show, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN for short. Just think of it as the actual clock, the master clock sitting right in your brain. Then you've got its most important messenger, melatonin. Melatonin is basically the hormone of darkness. When the SCN senses that it's getting dark outside, it tells the pineal gland, okay, release the melatonin. And that's the signal that tells your entire body, hey everyone, it's nighttime, time to power down.
So, if darkness is the natural, healthy signal for our brains to start winding down for sleep, what do you think happens when we introduce a fake signal, an imposter? Well, this is exactly where our phones and laptops come into the picture. And this is where the great blue light deception really begins.
Take a look at this. This is the visible light spectrum. Now, the sun pumps out all these colors, but the one we really need to zoom in on is this high-energy slice right here, blue light. Now, during the day, blue light is awesome. It makes us feel alert, boosts our mood. The problem, though, is that our modern screens, our phones, tablets, TVs, all of them, are super rich in these exact blue light wavelengths. And here is the absolute kicker. This is the crucial part. Our bodies didn't just evolve to see light. We actually evolved a highly specialized system with one main job, to figure out if it's daytime or not. And that system is incredibly, exquisitely tuned to detect blue light.
So deep inside your eyes, in the retina, you've got these amazing cells. Forget the long name. Just think of them as your daylight detectors. They're not there to help you see shapes or colors. Nope, their only job is to sense ambient light and report back to the brain. And they do this using a special pigment called melanopsin, which just so happens to be most sensitive to, you guessed it, the exact type of blue light our screens blast out.
So let's just walk through what happens. Picture this, it's 11 p.m. You're looking at your phone. That blue light zips into your eye and bam, it activates the melanopsin in your daylight detector cells. Those cells then fire off an urgent, emergency signal straight to your master clock, the SCN, basically screaming, it's daytime, the sun is up, wake up. Your SCN, being completely fooled by this trick, immediately tells the pineal gland to slam the brakes on melatonin. Just like that, the go-to-sleep signal gets completely shut down.
Now, I know this all sounds like a pretty neat theory, but is it really happening? How do we know for sure? Well, lucky for us, scientists have put this to the test, directly. Let's take a look at a study that actually measured this whole effect in real time.
And this quote from the study's conclusion, it just lays it all out there. It's not just that blue light has an effect. It's that its effect is way stronger and lasts longer than other colors of light. This is exactly what makes it so uniquely bad for our sleep.
The experiment itself was actually brilliantly simple. The researchers got a group of people, and on different nights they had them sit in a room with either pure blue light or pure red light for 3 hours in the evening. And all the while they were taking saliva samples to see what was happening to their melatonin levels. And the results were just, wow. Staggering. You can see it right here on the chart. After a couple of hours, the people in the red light group, their melatonin was already starting to come back up. But the blue light group, forget about it. Their melatonin levels were just completely nuked. We're talking about a nearly 4 times difference, and the only thing that changed was the color of the light. Okay, so the problem is crystal clear. Blue light at night is a powerful signal that basically tells our brain to stay awake. So what can we do? How do we fight back? Well, this brings us to the whole world of blue light blocking. Now here's something really important. Not all blue light glasses are the same, not even close. You can see here they come in different strengths. Those clear ones, they block a tiny bit, maybe good for daytime computer use. The yellow-tinted ones block a bit more, which can help with eye strain. But if you're really serious about protecting your sleep at night, the science points to the heavy hitters, those orange or red-tinted lenses that can block almost all of that disruptive blue light. And get this, the benefits might actually go beyond just sleep. Because blue light is such high-energy light, some people are worried about what it does to our eyes long-term. Some lab studies have found that these stronger blue light filters can reduce damage to retinal cells by up to 80%. That's a huge number, and it just reminds you how potent this stuff really is. So what's the big picture here? What's the major takeaway? It really all comes down to a fundamental conflict. We are running ancient biological software on brand new, super high-tech hardware. And, well, it's causing some pretty serious bugs in the system. This graph right here just captures that conflict perfectly. Look at this. The lines for using our smartphones and tablets, they just skyrocket in the evening, right between 8 p.m. and midnight. We are literally flooding our brains with the strongest, hey, it's daytime signal possible, at the exact moment our biology is desperately waiting for the, okay, it's nighttime signal so it can start preparing for sleep.
So in this nightly battle between your ancient biology and your very new technology, who comes out on top? Well, just understanding this whole blue light deception, that's the first step. The next step is up to us, to make a choice, to protect that natural rhythm, and, finally reclaim our sleep. Thanks for listening.
Here are some tips to help you have a healthy and strong body and mind. Remember that we upload videos every day.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to build a blueprint, a real practical guide for living a longer and, more importantly, a healthier life. And we're not going to talk about crazy futuristic theories. Instead, we're looking at what actually works, based on the communities around the world that are already getting it right and the science that proves why. So let's dive right in.
Let's start with the most important question, right? Because that's the real goal. It's not just about hitting 100 on the calendar. It's about how you show up to that age. Are you strong? Are you sharp? Are you still full of energy and joy? This entire conversation is about shifting our focus from just lifespan to something way more meaningful. And that brings us to this key idea, health span. This is the word we need to be obsessed with. It's all about the quality of your years. Think of it as how many years you get to feel amazing, capable, and free. That's the mission we're on today, stretching out that health span for as long as we possibly can. So where do we look for the answers? Well, it turns out they're not in a lab or a pharmacy. They're in these 5 incredible places: Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, Ikaria in Greece, and, believe it or not, Loma Linda, California. These are the blue zones, real-world places where people are living these incredibly long, healthy lives, and they're doing it naturally.
Now here's what's so empowering about all this. For the longest time, we kind of thought, oh, living a long life, it's all in your genes. But the research from the Blue Zones completely flips that idea on its head. It turns out only about 20% of how long you live is determined by your genetics. The other 80%, that's all lifestyle. That's your environment. That's stuff you have a huge amount of control over. All right, let's get into the first pillar of our blueprint. This is the foundation, right? It's about the 2 things we do every single day without fail: how we move our bodies and what we decide to eat. Get these right, and you're building an incredible base for a long health span.
So here's a surprise. The longest-lived people on the planet don't exercise, not in the way we think about it. You're not going to find them in a CrossFit box or training for marathons. Instead, their lives are just designed to make them move naturally. They walk everywhere, they garden, they do chores by hand. It's this unconscious, consistent, low-level movement all day long. And this quote from Dan Buettner, the guy who really put Blue Zones on the map, just nails it. This constant, gentle movement keeps their metabolism humming all day. It's such a different approach from our modern life, where we sit for 8 hours straight and then try to cram all our activity into one brutal hour at the gym.
Okay, let's talk about food. When you dig into what all these centenarians are eating, this one pattern just screams out at you. They call it a plant slant, and it's exactly what it sounds like. About 95% of their diet comes from plants. Now, meat isn't totally off the table, but it's more like a special occasion thing, something you'd have maybe a few times a month and in small portions. So what are the stars of the show? Well, it's super simple, whole foods. And if there is one single superhero food in all the blue zones, it's beans. Fava beans, black beans, lentils, you name it. They're eating about a full cup every single day. Add in a handful of nuts, plenty of whole grains, and tons of fresh vegetables, and that's pretty much the magic formula. But you know what? How they eat is just as important as what they eat. In Okinawa, they have this 2,500-year-old saying they repeat before every meal, hara hachibu. It's just a little reminder to stop eating when your stomach feels about 80% full. It sounds so simple, but that little 20% gap is often the difference between staying lean and gaining weight over time. Okay, let's shift gears to our second pillar. This one goes deeper than just the physical stuff. We're talking about the powerful forces inside of us that are just as critical for longevity. Things like our purpose, our mindset, and how we deal with the inevitable stress of life. In Okinawa, they have this beautiful word for it, ikigai. In Costa Rica, they call it plan de vida. But whatever you call it, the idea is the same across all blue zones. You need a clear sense of purpose. You need to know why you get out of bed in the morning. And this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good idea. It's a biological necessity for a long, healthy life. So just how powerful is it? Well, the research shows that having a strong sense of purpose is linked to as many as 7 extra years of life expectancy. 7 years! That's incredible. It protects your brain, it keeps you engaged, and it gives you a reason to keep going. So how do you find your ikigai? Well, it's often found right in the middle of these 4 questions. Finding that sweet spot where your passion, your skills, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for all come together. That's the key to a life that feels meaningful and, as it turns out, a much longer one. Look, everybody on the planet experiences stress, even people in the blue zones. The huge difference is that they have these built-in daily routines to let it all go. Okinawans take a moment each day to remember their ancestors. Ikarians take a nap. Sardinians have happy hour with their friends. These aren't seen as little luxuries. They are essential daily health practices. And here's why that matters on a deep biological level. Okay, stick with me for a second. Think of your DNA like shoelaces. Telomeres are the little plastic tips on the ends that keep them from fraying. Well, chronic stress creates inflammation, and that inflammation literally chews away at those plastic tips, making them shorter and shorter, which is how we age on a cellular level. So those daily stress-busting rituals, they're actually protecting your DNA. How cool is that? All right, on to our final pillar, and it's one we so often overlook. We're talking about the incredible power of sleep. This isn't just downtime. It's one of the most active, restorative, and critical processes for our health and longevity. We spend a third of our lives doing it, but have you ever stopped to wonder what is actually going on in your brain when you're asleep? For a long time, it was kind of a mystery, but new science has uncovered this amazing process that is absolutely essential for keeping our brains healthy for the long haul. Get this, during your deepest sleep, your brain turns on this incredible waste clearance system. You can think of it like a nightly dishwasher. Your brain cells actually shrink a little, which opens up space for this fluid to rush in and wash away all the metabolic junk that builds up during the day. And this includes nasty stuff like beta amyloid, which is the protein linked to Alzheimer's. So if you're not getting enough deep sleep, you're not letting your brain run its full cleaning cycle. And this whole system is controlled by a really simple switch, light. Our bodies run on this 24-hour clock, and light is the master controller. Bright light in the morning tells your brain, hey, time to wake up, and it releases cortisol. Darkness tells your brain, okay, time to rest and repair, and it releases melatonin. The takeaway is so simple. Get sun in the morning and make it dark at night. Okay, so we've covered the 3 big pillars: move and eat, master your inner world, and the power of deep rest. Now let's put all these pieces together. Let's turn all this amazing knowledge into a real, actionable plan that you can use to start designing your own future healthier self. And here it is. This is your cheat sheet. Dan Buettner's team took all their research and boiled it down to these 9 core principles they found in every single blue zone. They call it the Power 9, and it covers everything from your diet and your movement to your purpose and your social life. It's not about being perfect at one thing, it's about building a whole lifestyle where all these healthy habits support each other. I want to finish with maybe the most powerful idea of all. It's a concept called the centenarian decathlon. And it's a total reframing of why we stay active. Forget training for a 5K next month. The real goal is to be training for the last decade of your life. You're training today so that you can be strong, stable, and independent when you're 95. So I'll leave you with this challenge. This is how you start building your own blueprint. I want you to make a list. What are the 10 or 15 physical things you absolutely want to be able to do in your 90s? Do you want to lift your great-grandchild? Do you want to be able to carry your own groceries into the house? Travel? Whatever it is, write it down. That is your personal centenarian decathlon, and the training for it starts right now.
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can bring you better content. See you tomorrow with a new video.